Holy crap, thank you to the Bit Boss, One Yam.
2,000 bits, thank you very much. Brian, this fucking dog shampoo tweet of yours blew the fuck up.
Oh, did it? I've been busy dialed in on the show. But
Am I still on this thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you
Okay.
understand Brian's have you guys ever discussed Brian's Twitter presence?
I'm very friendly.
It is
very,
it is
very
of
friendly.
fascination, Max.
Is it crazy? Like, where is it? Go look at Schwood on Twitter. It's crazy. How is he using Twitter like this? You're following 914,000 people?
I believe I'm only slightly ahead of Barack Obama.
I don't think Barack Obama
The difference is that he was following him back. I just followed first. he waited till they followed him and then reciprocated. I'm preemptively reciprocating. Hey, do we have Justin? Can you take the comm 1 second while I run to the restroom?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
So, by the way, Max, we're in post show now, where we're just goofing off, and we're still live, and the patrons will get this, but we have no obligation to maintain the pacing of the regular show. Also, Justin, my God, I spent 90 minutes listening to that Auntie Donna episode on your recommendation today. It was amazing.
Yeah, no, they are special boys, and I would have a conversation about it. Although I'm almost positive that either Max or Bryce have listened to it, and I know when to move on instead of sticking on to a topic and continuing to talk about it when it becomes clear that nobody knows what else is
I need to get back on their podcast. Their podcast is a lot of fun, and I think I don't know. I kind of fell off of comedy podcasts for a bit, and coming back to them, I've been kind of like touchy. I don't know. Touch and go with that stuff.
I think they cracked a code. Max, if you're not familiar, Auntie Donna is a great sketch comedy group that I would encourage you to check out. But they got a very funny podcast that I think they just kind of cracked the improv core of. It's like 20 minutes, but they've lately been like letting things go for like multi episodes, letting characters kind of like breathe over episodes and having the audience sort of interact with it, which I think is sort of where they need to be.
Yeah.
What? Tell me what's it called again?
Auntie Donna is the group, and they do great stuff on YouTube. That's primarily where they're at. They're friends of the show, but they do a podcast that, like, periodically had just kind of been them sort of screwing around, and it's always been improv-y, but lately it's just almost like taking on this sort of like longer form improv thing, but spread out over multiple episodes. That is very funny. This last one, though, was special in that they've always been very time sensitive, that they don't really want to go beyond 20 minutes. And this one, it just kind of became this comedic dare that, everybody needed to agree to end the show, which of course meant that the show went 45 minutes to the point where multiple members would just leave the room, assuming that would be the comedic end, only for one of them to kind of deny the request.
That's incredible. I recently learned about a Japanese game show where a bunch of comedians get locked in a room together, and the last person to laugh wins $1 million.
Yes, documental.
I gotta find some place where this fell off the back of a truck or something so I can watch it.
I know Amazon had the first season for a while, and then I think they recently got a few more seasons within the past 6 months or so. That first season was super weird because they immediately bumped up against the concept of like, well, if you laugh, you're eliminated, to the point where it was like they had to litigate what was like, oh, is that a smile? What is this? what counts as
So wait, so are things happening and they
no,
like they're just talking to each other, trying to make each other laugh?
Yeah, and they come in with like all their props and stuff, and they get locked into this room for like a couple hours or something.
Like, is there multiple seasons, or
they've done it multiple times? I don't remember how long they're actually trapped in that room. I know that first season they go the whole time, pretty much.
Is it a one? Like, is it one episode per group of comedians, or does it stretch out?
It's like a season-long arc for a winner, like Survivor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But it looks like there's only 4 episodes in the season.
That might be right, because they're not in there for very long, and they get rid of people pretty quickly. But that first season is on Amazon, and boy howdy, some of those guys are not afraid to show hole on that.
Oh yeah.
Oof.
So is this it's Japanese stand-up comedy or just comedic acts like?
It's Japanese comic acts. Like comedy in Japan is kind of different than in the West.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wasn't aware that stand-up comedy was as big there as it is in other parts of the world.
Yeah, I don't know enough about it to say with authority, but
So if you were to describe the kind of comedians that are locked in that room, how would you describe it?
I mean it's a lot of like gag comedians, people who have like short bits, like catchphrases, or they do a wacky thing, and it's fast.
They're
and
all
impactful.
Tom Greens. Picture an army of Tom Greens, only Japanese.
Tom Greens rubbing their butts on shit. And,
Yeah.
That does make me laugh. An army of Tom Greens.
Hey, do we know when Prison Logic will be available for us to watch?
I don't.
I mean, you're the one with Romany Malco's number. You could probably text him right now.
You could text him right now, and you'd probably get me.
Yeah, it feels like cheating.
What? Come on, you.
I'm just asking for the
The last
That sounds like cheating
I
is words for
saw
that sounds
in
like
the
work.
crowdfunding updates. He was in the process and had like the right people on his team to try and sell the movie for a distribution deal. Basically, he had like the right people that have sold movies in that genre before that are like, you know, he was basically like, calm down, I'm playing the game, this is how it goes, you gotta wait for 1 million people to talk to 1 million other people's assistants that talk to the person, and then we'll sell it. I mean, I'm sure we could probably get a fucking Dropbox copy if you just text Romney.
No, but that's not the point.
Don't make me DM Romney and say fucking Brian's an asshole.
I just want, like, for all I knew, the whole world knew it was coming out in 2 months or something. But like, I don't know where that one screenshot came from. That
The
was
one
in the
that
chat.
someone made up and we debunked like that night.
No. He on the number one post on D's Knees, r/D's Knees.
Yeah.
Is still
That
from
is-
our cameo in Prison Logic.
Right, that's us. Look, we're actors.
Yeah,
We're
that's-
acting.
Almost certainly from the behind the scenes flick that they let us put on Patreon.
Yes.
But also those knees, though, they're very sexually attractive.
right.
Also, yeah.
And this is the part of the show where we pick a title for the episode that we just did.
I like the bizarre leaking.
Let's take a look at the top one is from what Jane says, the bizarre leaking. There's also C. Bonnie's dick.
CBD.
Tony B. Leaky. Creamy weed. Pretending to be funny. Topical anal G-sick for joints. 8 = Bonnie, which actually, if we were doing it with a B, you'd want to do C = Bonnie. Because this is just 2 sets of balls.
Yeah.
Leaky Bryce, Chinese democracy is real, the apothecary shoppy, the 911 of gambling. This must not take slashes. Eventually 9/11 happens.
Well, probably for the best.
Bizarre things considered. Maybe shut up, fuck you. Let's see.
The title that Bryce said before the episode even started.
The best thing on at 9 p.m. Legal in Las Vegas. Limber Fingers is pretty good. I'm gonna click on
Limber Fingers is pretty good.
Bonnie B. Limber is funny.
Yeah.
A roll of the dice like 9/11. Goodness
All
gracious.
right. That's.
It's your metaphor, don't me.
I'm gonna have a Merle and Curl.
Really cool. Yeah.
That act was going places.
All right, we're gonna scroll down real fast, see if there's anything else here.
Did you see that Captain Disillusion got his million subscriber plaque?
Nope.
Proud for him. He's one of the good ones. Let me tell you.
Cool. Is this a name drop, or are you just?
Oh, that guy
you watch it?
rules.
Yeah, right. Captain
Yeah,
Disillusion. He's the one who paints the lower half of his face silver and debunks fraudulent photoshopped videos and so on. He got that golden oldie.
Nice.
Oh, that guy's awesome.
All right, Justin and Brian, what do you think of these?
Although it was a very small part of the show,
Limber
Bizarre
Fingers.
Leaking seems to be the fan favorite.
Oh, okay.
Although I would say of those, the best title is either Pretending to be Funny or Limber Fingers.
I like
Fingers is
either
so
the
good.
Bizarre Leaking or if we can all agree with Limber Fingers, that's fine.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
We'll,
fingers is-
we'll do Limber Fingers. Thank you, Bri Chan, and everyone who submits show titles using the Bang S command in the chat room. I'm going to write an email.
Hey, in the meantime, Max, since we're just bullshitting, you playing any games these days?
Oh man, I gotta say that picking up Magic as a hobby has really done a number on my video game time. I mean, I have such limited time for all that nonsense anyway. So this year I played Spider-Man on PS4.
Right.
Had a fucking ton of fun with that. That's got to be one of the most fun like AAA video games I've played in so long. And I like 100% of that game too. I went nuts on that game. I play a lot of PUBG and like social, like I like anything where I can like be on voice chat with people. That's about it. I play some like mobile games. Mainly I'm like I read a lot of Magic books and practice Magic in the basement until it's 3 a.m. now.
Can I tell you how excited? We didn't talk about this on the show partly because it was sincere and precious, and I'm afraid of doing that in the main show. But the just jamming, doing Magic close-up stuff.
Dude, that was so. I had so much fun with that. You have no idea. Also, like I've been a fan since before we became friends and I met you. So it was very cool for me to get to show you Magic Trick. And,
well,
like,
and
hang
not
out.
only that, but,
very cool for me.
But the that earnest connection and doing stuff that I hadn't done in 10 or 15 years or whatever. It really shaped discussions that Bryce and I are having as we get ready to, or as we continue to evolve the Scam School channel into Scam Nation. Mm-hmm. A big part of what we want to do is feature more other entertainers, performers, and get other people at the top of their game. But one of the biggest releases is that we finally get to talk about more advanced topics, because the format for Scam School was always very much locked into it has to be so dead simple that I can quite literally grab a drunk person at the bar, teach them, and then have them do it back to me and prove that they're able to learn it.
Yeah.
For the first time, we're starting to teach like more advanced stuff, and I'm terrified just because it's unpleasant to teach something and have even just one person say you're the devil for doing this. But it's also so thrilling and exciting to think like if I can capture an echo of what it was like to sit down with the two of us and talk through the theory and the mechanics and do X, Y, and Z and all that stuff. Man, oh man, I'm really, really excited. Speaking of which, when can I fly you down to Austin so that you can join us to be on Scam Nation?
Oh, dude, I would have so much fun with that. I gotta come down to Austin anyway, so I'll figure something out this year. Maybe I'll come for the not South by the tech bullshit, but the movie one. I've always wanted to go to that.
Okay, so I'll in my mind soft
Do you
book
go
you
see?
for.
Do you go see movies?
I've seen one or two on occasion.
I mean, do you go to the? Nah. Do you go to the South by like film thing?
No.
Okay. Is it bad?
No. It's great.
I think it's just a gang fuck. It's just like
There's a
unless you're either like super on the in and you can just like slip in the back door, or you really 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 want to wait for 5 hours to see a movie. May or may
Oh
not.
no, there'll be none of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, in that case, maybe I'll see if I can get into anything. Damn.
The big thing is, I don't know if we discussed it, but it's like, we bought that 7 acres and it needs some love. My desperate hope is that 2 months of construction later in early March, we're at least able to have it be a place that you could stay that would be better than a hotel or whatever. Because a big part of what we're trying to do is make it a fun place for collaborators to show up and hang out for a few days where you don't have to worry about hotel or food or nothing. Just be there.
That would be so much fun. Well, I'm totally down to come and hang out and do that. Just got to pick the right dates and everything.
Hey, have you yet encountered in part of getting into Magic means you got to perform to a lot of people, some of whom are not great Magic spectators. Have you started to amass a back catalog of horrific bad audience stories?
No, I mean, not really. I mean, I'm only interested. Like personally, I'm pretty much only interested in performing magic for like my friends in a bar. And so in that scenario, if someone is not into the trick, or they're heckling, or they're not following it, or they don't care, just whatever the situation is, like I just don't do it. It's like I just go back in my pocket and we just hang out like normal people in the bar.
Dude, I'm so happy to. I wish I could explain it in such simple terms and have it land with a billion 15-year-olds who ask me for
Right.
advice like, well, what do you do when they're just a real jerk when you're performing? It's like, well, then you don't perform. You're the one who has all the
Well,
power.
You know, one thing I would say like that I think is an important message for like for me to have heard when I was 15 is like magic is not a personality. Magic is a tool that if you have a personality, you can like use that tool. Right?
Correct.
It's like yeah, it's like it's like you could just as well be into something else and have a fun personality and make people laugh or whatever.
It's a framework, not not an action. It's a ladder for you to climb together. And if at one point you realize that you're not all together on it, then bleh.
Well, and I think most people who would be interested in magic or want to learn magic are not interested in doing it for money. I mean, like the vast majority of people, I think, are not interested. So when you see people talking about tricks and they're talking about table hopping and the reset time for a trick or whatever, it's like I'm always like, who care? Like, what about the vast majority of the rest of people who like buy magic tricks and want to perform magic and just like show something cool? Like, like for me, like what I'm always looking for is like when I go to my family's like house for Thanksgiving and like everyone's just like sitting around and hanging out. Do I have like a cool card trick I can show people, or some crazy exercise that everyone can do, or just something like that? For the same reason I like tabletop games or something like that.
It just seems like magic is a thing you do. It is not you, and that very often tends to be the path that I think people go down when you have that intoxicating moment when you're 13. You learn a trick, and now all of a sudden it's like, oh wow, I have power. I know a thing that my peer group doesn't at an age when that is very important, when that is currency on a level that you may never be more currency. And it's like, I really do feel like it's like a stunted growth for some people. Like, it's like, that's it. All right, well, I figured out what a personality was. It's learning this trick. And if I just continue to do this trick and maybe learn another one, well, then we're pretty much done with this emotional growth thing. Everything else should just work itself out. I'll be at the Chili's.
Yeah, I mean, here's another thing is like in magic and games and lots of these scenes, like there's just like weird people who are who are attracted to those scenes. Like magic is always going to have to accommodate sort of weird people who are outsiders who don't fit in everywhere else. And that's not bad. Like magic should exist for those people and accommodate them. But I think it's also a mistake to say like that's all magic can be, is like something for like weirdos to do. Like magic can also just be like a fun thing that like, I don't know, is like makes a really special experience for someone, or like really, really entertains people, or is, just makes people laugh. One of my favorite things now is like, when I'm waiting in line for something with people, like when I'm waiting for a movie to start, or just like, I don't know, in line for food or some bullshit or something. Like, man, like I used to hate that because everyone would stand there and you go on your phone, and it's like, used to just be like this dead time that would sort of kill the vibe. And now, like, I live for those moments where we get in line because I can like bust something out, out of my pocket and be like, do some dumb magic trick. And like I'm constantly looking for something I can carry in my pockets that I can do while I'm waiting in line for something. I like live for that. That's like why.
I guess that is the cool difference, is that you're looking for the connection. You're like, all right, well, we were talking and then we're not, and then eventually we will again. But you're like, okay, well, I can keep a connection going. I can make a moment instead of it being got him.
Well, it should be generous. It shouldn't be. It's not for you. It's for them. Like that's the point. Exactly. Is for them to feel, to have a magical experience, and to be amazed and have a moment of mystery, and then make a good experience for them. It's not for you. It's not about making you look cool.
So, I think we have you dived into Nate Staniforth stuff? He does.
No.
I think you'll really dig it. Nate Staniforth changes the narrative. It's not about him defeating you in a game of wits or whatever. For him, it's as though his opening thesis is, hey, you know what's great? That moment of sheer amazement when you look up and see the Milky Way or blank, blank, or blank. What say we as a group conjure that? And then they work together, you know, essentially like your job is to do blank, your job is to do blank. And he never does the magical moment or never says anything that assumes like he's the wizard causing blank or blank to happen. But instead there's this great moment, and we just did a Scam Nation episode about it that I thought was beautifully edited by Bryce, where he says, consider the possibility that this whole time what you thought was your card was the other person's card. And then there's this weird wave of like, well, he's talking as though that's about to be proven, but no way. And then it just is electric. In fact, like here's how he handles that magic moment. Bryce will get this all figured out.
And then you get that moment of anticipation when everybody realizes like, oh, no way.
His card. Your card. Possible there. Somehow it'd be possible that instead of holding your card, you were holding Laramie's card. Listen, I'm not going to do anything, but I want you to open up your hands.
What if everything you remember is wrong? What if, and then he reveals the first part, your card was over here. And then you get that moment of anticipation when everybody realizes like, oh, no way. And you're like, and then go ahead and open the card. Now, at no point did he claim to do magic. All he did was promise a sense of wonder at the end of this contract. He played chess.
Yeah. Anyway, I think you'll really dig it. He's got a limited edition book. He did one on the lottery trick and another one called Clouds and Kingdoms. If you can get your hands on it, I think you'll dig it quite a bit.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, another thing is, I don't know how if this is of any interest to you. It's just like the other weird thing about Magic is like in games, there's like places in like indie games, there's like people to talk to about games. You can like find like-minded people who are interested in like making weird art games and converse with them about the technical side of things, but also like all the creative struggle and stuff. And there's like nowhere to go. The Magic doesn't have that. There's nowhere to go to talk to magicians. Like there's the Magic forums are so embarrassing. Like they are awful.
I'll tell you what, man, I would have agreed with that wholeheartedly 5 years ago, but nowadays, reddit.com/r/magic is a super positive community that in general...
it's not, I'm not going to go on there and post the level of exposure that I want though.
Correct. What you want is a community where you can directly, earnestly, and flatly talk real stuff. Yeah, you want to be able to talk the way like thejerks.com. By the way, Justin, dude, Max turned me on to this article. You're familiar with thejerks.com, right?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So he apparently did not, that's THEJERX.com. He basically did not actually do forces, but just allowed people to select a card mimicking the motions of the classic force, the crisscross force, the underpass force, and all that stuff. Came to a shocking conclusion because afterwards he had people say, how fair was that? On a scale of blank to blank and all that. What do you think the most perceived fairest way to select a card was? Let's start with the least. What do you think the least fair way people perceived a way to select a card was?
I have no idea even where to start. Just go ahead and give me the give me the results.
Okay, so the classic force among magicians is perceived to be the most fair because you spread the cards, they pick one, and then that's it. And the classic force, you know, if you're skilled enough, you can cause the right person to pick a card. Came in last place.
Really?
45 out of 100. The number one most trusted way to force a card, the one that seemed the fairest, the so-called crisscross force, the one where you have them cut the cards anywhere they want. You quote unquote mark the cut by putting the other side on top. You spend 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, and then say, well, let's look at what card you cut to. That one, 86 out of 100. Like
this was with lay people or magicians?
Lay people, total lay people.
That's funny.
And not even doing the force, just mimicking the motions of what the force is meant to represent.
See, I'll tell you what, this is fucking great. I love, I guess I haven't read this in a while, but this is the kind of shit that I think Magic has just really not had. And I'm glad that there's somebody just doing some dumb shit like that. Like, hey, look, I just tried a bunch of things. Look what happened. Like, instead of just trusting the old wisdom of a book that probably includes 50 racial stereotypes.
Well, it's also just speaks to that idea of like empathy for your audience, right? Like if you're doing the best thing for the audience, you're going to do the thing that feels the most fair to them, not necessarily the thing that other magicians would watch and be the most impressed by.
Right.
Well, and even beyond that, what you mentioned about like, comedy changes.
Yeah.
Like you guys have to replace cards in Cards Against Humanity. A stand-up act has to change and evolve, or else it becomes stale. Like Magic is no different. There are, things are changed because of what they watch on TV, what's on the internet, who's popular, who's not popular, how other things are handled. The fact that, now there are things that we hold in our hands, like phones that can do certain things that you might be able to feint at the idea that, oh, okay, well, your phone's always listening to you. And that's why I know what, a fucking brand of laundry detergent or something that you have. Like there's a million different things that you can and should be thinking about that so often is just not, because nobody gives a fuck about that. Everybody just gives a fuck about the mechanics. And so it's like, oh, well, like the classic force is what I know. It's what I've practiced a million times. I'll never do anything different. Besides, audiences think that's the best. It's like, okay, somebody actually did the fucking math. Look at that.
I will invite you guys to my super secret Slack where we talk about Magic, where the cool kids talk about Magic stuff.
Oh shit!
In lieu of a better solution. And if there's any listeners of the show who are into like Scam School and into Magic stuff, and you know what you're talking about, and you want to hang out, send me a tweet or something.
Yeah. Hey, while we're in the after show,
yes,
we've been doing episodes every week, but they've just ended up being pre-recorded for the past 2 weeks. But none of that stopped Stephen Cogswell from making a song for the Banked show that we did 2 weeks back. So would you guys like to hear it?
Hells yeah, National Treasure.
This is the S stands for Sucks, which is a fantastic.
And by the way, Max, this is a man who has, for the past 3 years, every episode that we have done, he's a musician, very talented musician that's made a song using vocals from the previous show. It's what we open every show with, and that's the music that'll be on this new album that we have coming out on January 22nd.
Yeah,
so
there's a good chance you'll be in a song next week.
Amazing.
All right, here is the S stands for Sucks.
What song will the horn play, Monty?
Hey, man, what's going on?
Oh, not much. Just getting ready for the show.
There's a couple phases to this. The first phase is Brian and Justin do some shit.
We did it! You know what? I'm sure it'll be terrible.
That's the fucking point of the story.
It sounds like they're eating a bowl of spaghetti in the most comically slurpy way they can.
Ladies and gentlemen, what does it really mean anyway? Bunch of Christ? Putting on mass? Is he working out? If he was kind of fit, but more of a swimmer's body. Wasn't exactly a bodybuilder. Too busy with those loaves and fish. Not exactly clean eating, Jesus.
God, this is my favorite show we do every year. Can you explain to me the meme fascination with Shrek?
So people have layers.
Just drink pain.
I picture them, like, when they're talking, the fork is poised with a giant roll of it, and then they finish their statement, and the moment you start talking, they shove it out of their mouths and smooth it all up.
It's so funny.
There you go.
Fucking Stevens Cogswell. Yeah.
Such great. Get it at otfee.com/fans.
All's well. January 22nd.
There we go.
That track won't be on it.
No.
Sorry. If you really like that, just fucking download it. Put it on your phone, man. I'm not your dad.
Should we? I mean, it's post show. It's just us gremlins. Should we visit maybe a song that we may or may not confirm is on track to be on the album?
I mean, do we want to play it now so it's not a fun surprise on the album?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm asking you.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if we need to go back to back on songs. I feel like we could. If we're going back,
we have other stuff we can talk about.
Fair enough. Ah, shit. Max, the most fun thing we ever did might be our terrible betting game about flaming shots, and it's been a hot minute since we've visited it. Can we explain the bit to Max and then maybe play a sample round?
I'll tell you what, we've had a hell of a long show, and Max, thank you so much for hanging out for the long haul. But I think
of course.
We could probably do one. We could introduce, maybe to entice Max to come back on a later show. Maybe we can just show him the way that we play the flaming shot game.
Yeah. All right.
Sure. Explain it while I find one.
Sure. Okay. So type in Flaming Shot Fail on YouTube. You're going to get a whole bunch of, guess what? Flaming Shot Fails.
No.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the game.
Oh, I'm so excited about this.
You only get to see the first 3 to 4 seconds of
If
it.
that.
A very short amount of time, but in that time you have to guess how this ends. Does it end in a Hadouken, in which their hands catch fire? A Ghost Rider, in which case their whole face catches fire? A Bluebeard, in which case
the bottom side of so Ghost Rider is more top of head, Bluebeard bottom. And then there's, of course, the Galaxy Note, in which their phone lights on fire.
Which, by the way, was the amazing called shot. Bonnie epically called out of nowhere. She said the Galaxy Note 7, and we're like, we're like, what? And she's like, that phone's gonna catch fire. And sure enough, she was right.
Of course, there's then the Dulcim, in which they blow a yoga fireball out of their mouth. And then the elusive, Max, it's the Knight Rider, wherein they light on fire, get into a car, and drive away. Never yet seen.
The elusive.
Never seen. Elusive. It is our
So
Moby
close.
Dick and the Flaming Shot Fails.
That's right. It's time for the Flaming Shot Fails. Welcome back, everybody. It's been a minute. This one was actually posted on the Reddit, because I think it's making the rounds on Reddit.
Nice.
Rob Fubar submitted this.
All right, take a look at this.
All right, here we go. We're gonna.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. There's also the Mrs. Doubtfire where their chest lights on fire and they start to put it out with their hands.
Or they throw a piece of fruit at Pierce Brosnan.
Or if they throw a piece of fruit at Pierce Brosnan. I forgot. Yeah.
All right, here we go.
All right.
All right, we watched. Just a second. Can you describe the tableau, Brian, of this bar scene?
We got stacks on stacks on stacks of beverage containers.
So what's the bottom drink or the bottom glass? Do you know that shape?
I don't know. It looks
It's a
like
daiquiri.
Whiskey, cognac, whatever, and then an
glass.
inverted glass, and then looks like we've got absinthe on top of Jaeger on top, and they're lighting all three of them on top. And
I don't even know how you would drink it, to be honest. I mean, I guess, do you pick up the shot, or I guess you blow out the shot and then take it, right?
I mean, that's how you
Theoretically,
should do
yeah.
every flaming shot.
But I'm gonna guess, man. I'm telling you this much. I think it's a fire starter. I think the whole table goes up.
No, right. The fire starter where you catch some of the environment around you on fire.
Yeah. What about you, Justin?
I think it's.
Go ahead, Max.
Oh, go Max. Yeah.
Oh, I think it's I'm gonna say Bluebeard. It's going on her face.
Yeah.
Bluebeard. I think this is a Mrs. Doubtfire. I think it's a spillage situation. She's patting them out.
All right. And Brian, one more time? What did you say?
Fire
it's a
starter.
Fire starter.
It's all the table.
All right. Here we go.
Okay, so we have 3. Oh my God. It's already lit and he's pouring on top of it, which makes me feel pretty good about Firestarter. I think it's going everywhere.
By the way, do you think that this lady knows what's going? Like, sorry, the way she was pointed before, it looks like she was squinting at everything, and she's like, when she could see it, she could see the future. She knew what was about to happen.
She's like, oh, what's this? Oh, trouble. Let me get back to Hearthstone.
So he's pouring over the drink.
This has to leak. It's got to pour out. There it is. There it is. There it is.
So
Pause.
Well, hold on. It is pouring over the sides as designed into the daiquiri glass at the bottom.
Okay.
Right. The whole point is that he's overflowing it so that the flaming
Looks a
liquid does...
little bit like it's going on the outside, but I'll buy it.
Yeah. Well,
provisionally.
No, that's what, like, it's like a chocolate fountain or one of them, right?
Sure,
Like it's
sure.
it's going into a receptacle.
Yeah. Whoa! Jesus Christ!
Shit.
What the fuck was that? Jesus Christ! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! What?
Oh, he squeezed the bottle.
Oh, he squeezed the bottle and it ignited and it...
Oh my
Oh, no!
God!
We don't even have a word for that.
I believe that's called oh my God! Not.
That's definitely a Ghost Rider, actually.
Well, okay, it did.
Oh, I think it's a blue beard. Look at how low it is.
I don't know. Does she get into a car and drive away?
Okay. Oh my God. What?
Oh.
That's so much. I'm tempted to believe this is
Brian,
fake.
Brian, you know things about fire. Is she seriously injured from that?
She probably has first to second degree burns from experience. Strangely enough, there's somebody I know who got second degree burns all over his face, and by the time everything healed, it was like he got a chemical peel. He looked 10 years younger. It was which is.
You hear that, kids?
Yeah, okay, stop. Oh my God. Wow.
Listen, can I tell you how much willpower it's taken me to not get into fire eating?
Oh, no. You should totally get into fire.
I definitely will die and I will probably burn my house down and I'll die if I start doing that.
I mean, I'll teach you to eat fire right now.
Okay. When I come to Austin, I'll do some fire. I'm actually very excited to learn some fire eating.
Okay.
But it looks insane. I definitely am going to burn my house down through carelessness.
Brian 74HC says that he didn't squeeze the flame burned back into the bottle, pressurizing it.
I am having a hard time accepting that.
See it again.
Yeah.
Because
that's a glass bottle.
Pause.
You can see it in the bottle.
Yeah, it does. The flame does go in. So here's what happens: is there's a fuel air mixture in the half of the bottle. This would not work if the bottle was all the way full, because it is mostly like 2/3 empty. There's some amount of air, oxygen in there, but there's also some amount
I'm gonna take this woman's burnt face off the screen.
of alcohol vapor. So the two of them creating a fuel air mixture, because there's not like a nozzle on there that he's pouring. The flame was able to go in. Yeah, no, that does track. That's exactly how it would go. Jesus.
Points out a friend of mine got crazy second degree burns. Also, Brian, I'll teach you to eat fire right now over the internet.
Apparently, this was in a Moscow bar in 2013. Posted to Facebook. The woman walked away getting paid $40,000 by the bar in damages following the incident. It looks like someone put a damp towel over her head, so she is probably
A-okay.
Probably fine.
So
I'm amazed that you figured that out.
Reddit, turns out. Someone already did the search.
No end to the talents of Bryce Nesh.
Yeah. By the way, this is the kind of reason that we stopped doing this bit. Is because at some point it just became gruesome, horrific.
You found out that they were fine. Look,
yeah, look.
she got $40,000.
Yeah.
How do I send you a video?
Me? Send it to
just Google news anchor owned by falling light.
Okay,
news anchor. All right, right on.
So what I like about this video, this is my favorite YouTube. It's up there. It's among my favorite YouTube videos. But what I like about this one is I think you can learn a lot about comic timing from this video.
Perfect.
All right, here we go.
The spokesman for Bingham Engineering Company confirmed the report on...
Oh!
I think that video has like perfect comic timing. Let's watch it a few more times. To really
Spokesman for Bingham Engineering Company confirmed the report.
Oh my God.
Wait,
So that's
I mean, this is just the opening of Birdman, right?
Yeah, she gets Birdman. Yeah, oh yeah.
Company confirmed the report.
You want to know what's amazing is that she slides at that exact diagonal angle.
It's very fun. The whole comic timing of it is just perfect. It's very comedic. Brian, if I could figure out a way to rig this up as a bit in a show so that a light fell on me and I passed out like that, I would do it every time I was on stage.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame you.
She has unbroken eye contact until she goes behind the graphic.
Oh man, it's almost too good. God, it's hitting my magician sense.
Yeah, her like moving ahead of time.
Like that. Okay, or back it up. Here's the problem. Here's the problem.
Frame by frame.
Is
here.
Her movement begins at her hips. Back it up, and it's very clear that Bonk.
Brian, don't take this away from me.
No. Oh, wait, no, Max. Brian's loose changing your favorite fucking YouTube video right now.
I mean, I'm just asking questions.
Stage lights can't move Anchor's hips.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, come on, back and to the left. Back to the left.
The timing is very funny.
Too funny.
The spokesman for Bingham Engineering Company confirmed the report.
I don't know. I don't know.
So you're saying she's pulled down or she fell down or it's superimposed?
It looked to me like her shoulders and midsection were I mean, working in a way that would not be instantly caused by the strike.
Max, I want you to know the second top comment on this is Max Temkin laugh. And it is 4 years old. 4 years.
I'm proud to have
It's gone
popularized this video.
Yeah.
I think I'm doing a public service.
Ooh.
You're not wrong. All right, I do believe that is the Dirks rule, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us. It was a fantastic evening as always. Man, it's good to be back in the thick of it. This is great.
Yeah. Big thank you to Max Temkin. Thank you so much, man, for hanging out. That was a great show, and thank you to everybody for watching. Make sure that you get on that Patreon, listen to those tracks, tell us what's good, what's bad.
122 Patreons.
That's right. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Thanks for having me, guys.
XOXO.